your minutes.
Sorry.
Okay.
Loud. All right. I am so new to this. I'm so used to standing in front of people.
How is that, by the way?
A little bit scary.
Is
Everybody
it?
can't tell I'm scared, but I am like shaking. so, but everybody
Gosh.
says that I'm good at it. So I'm like, I don't know. It's a little scary for me.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Hi, hello. How are you doing on this beautiful day? I hope today is treating you well. I'm Ashley, also known as the Paper Craft Fairy, and today's video will be a little bit different due to the national blood shortage we're currently experiencing. Today's video is about sickle cell disease and the importance of blood donation. With this being Sickle Cell Awareness Month, and with me being a sickle cell warrior as well as a blood donor ambassador for the Red Cross, I thought now would be the perfect time to discuss this topic. Today, I have with me the beautiful Miss Lauryn from the YouTube channel House of Warrior. How are you on this beautiful day, Lauryn?
Well, I'm fine, Thank you for having me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I am glad to be here.
I am so happy to have you. So, let's just get started with you telling me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so my name is Lauryn. As you said, I am from Nairobi, Kenya, in East Africa, and I am a sickle cell warrior as well. And I'm a mom of two. Wasn't easy to get there, but I did it, and I am what do I say? I have received blood, so I know the importance of blood donation, which is what we are here to talk about. And I am a big advocate for people to go out there and donate blood if they're healthy and whenever they can.
That's right. So, question, what made you start a YouTube channel geared towards the sickle cell community?
Oh, I started my YouTube channel at first. Okay, right from the on-go, it was all about sickle cell. That was all that was in my head. But what actually drove me into starting this was my youngest kid went to school, and at that time I was married and there was a stay-at-home mom and I had nothing to do. So I thought this would be a great way to me to get for me to get friends, for me to connect to other warriors, and that is actually what got me into YouTube.
Wow. Because I've watched your channel and you have some very informative videos as well as some awesome interviews, and you're very candid about sickle cell and what it's like. So, as a warrior, personally, I love it.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right. So, have you ever received a blood donation? And if so, how many have you had? If you can count.
Oh my gosh, I can't count. First of all, I can't count, which means yes, I have received a blood donation, quite a number, because I was diagnosed with sickle cell at a very tender age of 2. And my parents are both deceased, but my guardians, the people that brought me up, and my elder sister, all they can tell me and my sister, our second one, who's also a warrior, is just how much blood we've received. And even as a grown up now is when I can actually tell you, the impact of how much blood I've received. And it is a lot, a lot. But I definitely, I can tell you about the first experience that I remember about when now I started, understanding stuff.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I would love.
Yeah. When I was a teenager, I got really sick, I think 14, 15 years old. Really, like, this is the first transfusion that I can actually recall, and it was traumatizing to say the least. Of course, I had received more when I was younger, but this one I was more aware. And I can swear I felt some, what is it called? Like, like when you get reactions to something.
Yeah, an allergic reaction. It feels like some
Yes,
pins and needles or
I
itch.
felt some sort of way. Yeah, I felt like I was just itchy. And then, in Kenya, sickle cell has only just started being known. So you can imagine when I was 15, it was so long ago, no one knew about it. And all you could hear about were misconceptions, especially about receiving blood, you know? Receiving blood, people were like, how? This is, you don't know the person this blood has come from. You don't know. I'm just like,
Yep.
Goodness, just if it's gonna help me, give it to me. But then after that, I was like, oh my goodness, I am so itchy. I don't think this blood is agreeing with my body. It was just a mess. My first experience that I can recall was just a mess.
I can remember a time laying in the hospital bed next to a girl who needed a blood transfusion, but she didn't have like a chronic illness. Her levels were just low and she
Yeah,
refused to get one. And she was there for like 3 weeks. And I'm laying in the bed begging the doctor, like, can you give me this transfusion so I can go home, please?
exactly.
And it was like just the stark difference. And for her, there was no pain associated with it, like no nothing. So she's just
Mhm.
casually like laying there, just waiting for her levels to increase naturally.
Oh,
Where I'm just like, please, can you just give me the transfusion? This feels terrible.
oh my
Even,
God. Yeah.
even dealing with getting the transfusion is better than the alternative of not having
It
it.
is, it is. You don't just get blood naturally, like by the snap of, you can't just, there's no particular thing, not even the blood supplements that they can give you that will just raise your HB levels like that. It's a process. And so actually receiving the blood itself helps a lot.
Yep. So, do you know when you need a transfusion? And if you do, can you describe what you're feeling like?
Oh my gosh, yes, I know. I actually need a transfusion right now.
Me too.
Oh my goodness. When I start getting really jaundice, like my eyes get really yellow, when I start feeling really exhausted. The other day, I met a friend of mine and I went to shake their hands and they were like, Carl, you're so pale.
Yeah.
And yes, I do know when I need a transfusion, when I'm going into a crisis. And it's not all the time that I do receive a transfusion, even when I need it you know um here where I am, it's a bit difficult to do that. So they only give it to you on like very, very, very special occasions.
So that is different for us. If we need it, they do whatever they can to give it to you. For me now, I've noticed that as I've gotten to like I'm over 100 units of blood, over 100 blood donations now. Now the doctor will say, well, let's wait and see if your levels drop anymore. Like let's because you're starting to deal with iron overload and all those things.
Yeah,
But in the
yeah.
past, if I needed one, they just gave it to me. No,
Oh,
yeah, it's so weird.
so
They
how does it work over there? Like, do you have to go with a relative to donate for you, or do you guys have blood ready for patients?
So we just have blood ready at the hospital for patients. I have been in the situation where they don't have something I need, and you either have to be transferred to another hospital or they bring the blood to you.
Yeah.
But I can't even count the times that's happened. Maybe two or three in
That
8 years.
that is nice, Ashley. That is encouraging because here, my goodness, blood is like gold. it it's so rare. It is so rare. I remember a time my sister almost died in hospital because they will not give you blood unless you come with someone to donate it and replace what you're gonna get.
Wow. Yeah, I've only had someone donate for me one time. And every other time out of all those 100 plus donations has been just the hospital finds blood that they have and that has already come from a donor that's processed and everything.
Oh wow. As if we can get it here in hospital, but then that will cost you. Like the amount is crazy. So it's only easier and cheaper on you if you have someone come with you and donate on your behalf, even if it's not your blood type or blood group, whatever. They will donate on your behalf, and then you will get what your body needs. But you have to come with someone. Otherwise, you're gonna cough up some money.
And that's hard because sickle cell being a genetic illness, it's not like you can just pick and choose freely from your family.
Exactly. It's so unfair. It's so hard on us.
Oh yeah, we have to talk to the Red Cross about this and see what we can figure out. Like I need to.
It is. So now that it is Sickle Cell Awareness Month, I think not we have this sickle cell thing going in Kenya, and we are having a blood drive. Actually, on Tuesday next week, we're having a blood drive. We are inviting people to come and donate blood specifically for warriors, and this is the first time this is happening in Kenya.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so we are hoping for a good turnout. We are hoping for people to, if you're healthy and young and you can donate, we're just hoping that we get loads of people, because right now it's the toughest thing.
Well, you answered my next question, which was having so many
Oh, sorry.
questions. Has there been a time where blood wasn't readily available? But it seems like for you guys, it's just not.
It's all the time. It's never readily available.
So, what is the longest time you think you've had to wait to receive blood?
Oh, I have waited until sometimes I went without.
Wow.
Yeah, because let's say I have two relatives who are healthy enough and willing to come donate. So you'll get the 2 units, and then what? What if you needed more? That's it.
So, do you guys do exchange transfusions? Because that's 7, 8 units at a time.
I know I've heard about exchange transfusions. I haven't had any done. But I don't think, okay, I don't want to speak for the whole country, but I haven't heard about it a lot here.
Wow, I've had 6, I think.
Have you?
Yeah, 6. And I don't like it because I have a port. And even with the port, you have to get a whole other line put in. You have to get
Yeah.
a catheter placed, which my first time I was like, no, but my port is right here. They're like, no, you can't use that. Um, and each time I got either 7 or 8 units of blood. And they
Mm-hmm.
just somebody comes to your bed with the machine, they travel from a different hospital, they come with your so loud. They come with the machine, and they just do it. It's never even something to think about or something that I have to worry about, like, at all. So that's how I recovered quickly after having my kids. Every time I got sick, they just were like, here, have an exchange transfusion, pretty much, and I was better.
Oh, so okay. Which one do you prefer? Like, which one holds you longer?
Exchange transfusion holds you longer because they're actually removing that sickle blood, putting new blood in. The bad part is we all know that that blood is going to die quickly, but
Yeah.
it still is better to have like that flood on your system of all that new blood. Whereas
Yeah.
for us, a regular transfusion for me, a lot of times they start with 1 unit and 1 unit doesn't work, and then it's like, okay, we'll give you another one or maybe another two, and it becomes a whole process. And then I feel like within maybe like a month, I'm back to the same state.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Okay.
i
I
i,
wonder why. I wonder why no doctor has ever recommended an exchange transfusion for me, or for anyone that I know.
I could imagine they're probably expensive, especially for us. I know they have to travel, but I think that's the difference in where we live, right? Like, that's not something I really have to think about. Like,
Yeah.
I don't have to think about that. It's just worrying about when they're gonna get there, if they're gonna find the donors that I need or the type that I need, and things
Okay.
like that. That's my biggest worry.
Okay.
So no exchange transfusions for you. So you don't know what that feels like what it's like going through that. You don't even know anybody who has ever had one.
No.
Wow, that is very interesting to me.
Yeah. Maybe that's because of the scarcity of blood here. Maybe.
Yeah.
Because if you say it needs like 8 to 9 units per session, then maybe it's because of the scarcity of it.
Yeah. So if you could let potential blood donors know one thing, what would that be?
Potential blood donors, like people who want to donate but have never.
Yes.
Yeah, I would tell them to just do it. They're saving a life.
Mhm.
I would tell them there's no harm. Your blood is gonna regenerate. If you're a healthy person, I don't see why you shouldn't donate blood.
I always tell them, like, if you need a face and a name to put behind it, I'm your person. I like, but understand that there are thousands and thousands of faces and names that go behind you donate.
Yeah, yeah.
And then I tell them, like, if you have somebody that's a prospective donor that doesn't want to donate or needs that push, I'm like, take my phone number, I'll talk to them.
Exactly. I don't think there's someone who's healthy that should just be sitting at home without having donated blood, not even once in their life, because that could be your relative who needs that blood. It doesn't just have to be a stranger. So 1 unit of blood, it will go a long way in someone else's life.
And I think that is like the important thing. And the sad thing is, I think most people don't find out until it's time for them to need it or somebody else in their family needs it.
Yes, yes.
Matters. I've actually had arguments with people in my family about donating blood and things like that. And they're like, why would I do it? And I'm like, hello, me.
Exactly, exactly. Yeah, yeah.
So if you could let actual blood donors know one thing or say anything to them, what would that be?
Oh my gosh. I'll tell them thank you, Um, it is a selfless act that goes a long way. I would tell them I would be so grateful. I'm gonna go to this blood drive and I'm just gonna be grateful to each and every person that I see pumping that ball. And yeah, I don't take it for granted that someone would just come and want to donate blood and not know it's gonna go to. And it's very generous of them. So I would say thank you. I would say thank you. I would say keep taking care of your body so that you can do this several times, and just you never know who you're gonna save. So I'd be very, very grateful to them.
This past week, I met a police chief who has been donating blood for 50 years and is about to donate his 100th unit of blood.
What?
And I was just like, I just want to shake your hand because that's amazing.
That is amazing. That is amazing. That is an amazing man.
And to be a police officer too, like on top of that, like you
Yep.
everything you can to help.
That is
So,
a good man.
mhm. So I always say that it's important for everyone who is capable and able to donate to do so. Do you feel
Yeah.
the same way?
Yes, of course. Of course. It is I my kids, my kids are carriers. I don't know how I don't know if in future they can do this, but I would love for them to be on the forefront of these fights. I teach them about sickle cell every day, because every day I have something going on with me. That is the reality with sickle cell.
Mhm.
Every day you have something new going on, and I just try to like bring up positivity about the disease, because growing up there was nothing good to be said about sickle cell.
Yeah.
And now we're trying to change that narrative. We're trying to let our kids grow up knowing that, what, we could make a difference. We could make a difference for our mom. She fought this fight, and we're going to continue doing this for her. And it is very important for everybody. Let me tell you, everybody, no matter what age you are. Okay, there are ages where we can excuse you, but it is very important. If you're able and well, you should.
Because I know here we even do donate like collections at high schools and the kids that are 18 can donate.
Yes, yes.
And to be honest, I find that a lot of the younger people are more willing than a lot of the older people. There's a lot of
Mm-hmm.
misconceptions with a lot of the older people.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
So, do you think people know how important it is to donate and that there's enough information out there to dispel any myths or misinformation?
No, I don't think so. I don't think people have the knowledge. Um, and I feel like it is our job, it is everyone's job, people that find this important, like me and you, to just keep driving this message home, no matter what it takes, no matter how long it takes us. Because I don't think the knowledge is out there on why it is important to donate blood, and on how far this blood will actually go in support of your fellow human being. And so I feel like we should just keep doing what you're doing. It is amazing that for the first time in Nairobi, we're going to be having this. I cannot wait. It is all I've been talking about since I found out about it. It is amazing. I feel like whatever number will show up, we are having it for 3 days. So whatever number will show up on the 19th, I feel like we can double that on the 20th and triple that on the 21st. And it's just one message at a time.
I think
So
you being there is great because it gives them somebody to see. It gives them a story. I find myself at a lot of blood drives, just explaining to people. Like first I'll ask, I won't tell them about me, and then I'll go, okay, I'm the perfect person for you to talk to because this is what I've been through. And by you donating, you're helping someone that looks like me that has gone through what I've gone through. Somebody that
exactly.
usually looks like you.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I find, and it sucks because I find that the majority of the miseducation is in our Black and brown communities.
Mm-hmm.
We're not taught, we don't know. There's a lot of fear when it comes to medical things.
Yeah.
So I've had people walk up to me and ask me some of the oddest questions, and you're just like, no, can I donate if I have tattoos or anything like that? And I'm like, all we want is your blood. They're gonna filter it. It's fine.
Yeah, it's gonna be treated, don't worry about it. Yeah, I feel like one message at a time it will reach. You know how they say an apple a day keeps the doctor away? It's sort of like that. The more you speak about it, one person will hear it today. If she hears it again for the second time, she's gonna pass the message.
That's a great way.
Yeah, so the more we talk about it, the more we are gonna get help.
I love that. So, in my opinion, sickle cell and blood, organ, and tissue donation go hand in hand. It's such a large part of managing our disease. Do you think blood donation is spoken about enough when we talk about sickle cell disease?
Oh my gosh, especially when you talk about sickle cell, nothing is ever enough, you know? It's not. So it just goes hand in hand with what I just said. Like we just need to keep advocating for ourselves.
Mhm.
We just need to go hard. It doesn't matter how many times we are turned down, it doesn't matter how many doors close on our faces. We just need to keep going because with sickle cell, if I needed the blood at 7:30 and it came at 7:45, something bad could have happened to me in those 15 minutes, you
Yep.
know? So we need them to be there. We need this blood to always be there, to always be available. And it's not. And it just frustrates me that um, we have how many people in Kenya and no blood at all in any of our blood banks, you know?
Wow.
Yeah, so we need to do better as a people. We need to do better in every single country. The number right now for people living with sickle cell disease stands at around 120 million in the whole world. That is a huge number.
It is.
66% of this number actually is in Africa, and Africa is where there's no help at all.
Wow.
Yeah, so it frustrates me that okay, fine, I understand that we cannot buy our medication because hydroxyurea is not cheap. you
Yeah.
know our nutrition, we have to be on a balanced diet at least to put your immune system somewhere here,
Yeah.
and all these things are not cheap. But blood, come on, like people can just go and donate, and then this is the one thing that we can say is available.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
so we need to just go hard.
and the funny part is we're stressed out over here. Like all the sicklers are talking. I hate to use that word, but sickle cell warriors are talking, and we're stressed out because there's like a shortage right now here. We didn't. I think we're missing 30,000 units last like collection cycle. So
What?
yeah, so right now here it's like scramble time. Like we're all posting on our pages, trying to make sure we get the word out for people to donate.
Wow.
but that seems like you guys' norm. So that is not like, like I couldn't imagine that being every day.
Yeah, it's very, very hard. It's pathetic. Our government should do better.
Especially knowing that we're talking primarily about sickle cell disease, but there's car accidents, there's surgeries, there's baby,
Exactly,
or
exactly.
there's so much happening where people require blood. There should never be a shortage of it.
Yeah, you
Too many
know.
people walking around for there to be a shortage of it.
Yeah.
Okay, so I just want to thank you so much for doing this. And
Oh, anytime.
if you could leave our audience with some words of wisdom, what would it be?
For our audience in general, or for warriors, or for
You can do
donors.
both if you would like. You can do both. Any words of
Oh my God.
wisdom?
I'm just gonna leave a word for like everyone, for anyone that is watching this, whether you need blood, whether you need to go donate, um, like let's just treat each other like we are all brothers and sisters, like we came from one person, because we did, and the fact that me and Ashley need blood doesn't mean that the next person that needs it won't be your best friend, your mother, your sister. It doesn't matter whether they have sickle cell or not. And for warriors, keep hanging in there, keep hanging in there. Do your best to just be okay, do your best to be okay, because everything works is working against us. Everything is against us right now, but we need to keep fighting. We need to keep fighting. We need to make sure we're healthy. We need to not be a part of the statistics. These numbers that keep rising and falling. And no, I don't want to be a statistic, Ashley. I just want to be me,
Yep.
Yeah, I just want to be counted as every other person. And this can only happen if humanity comes out and helps the people that cannot help themselves. We cannot donate blood. You can't donate your blood for me, and vice versa. But a stranger who's not a warrior can. Someone else who's healthy and well enough can.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's be kind to each other. Let's treat each other like brothers and sisters, and just look out for your neighbor. Look out for your neighbor. It doesn't have to be your relative. That is my point. So let's donate blood. We are not only donating for warriors, although we would love it if you guys can come out this month of September and just donate, donate, donate. But always donate blood. Donate blood. It could save even your own life one day.
Yes. I couldn't have said it better. In my opinion, information is currency. If we just keep trying to drive the message home, we keep teaching people, we keep telling our stories, I think we'll definitely get people to learn to understand.
That's very true.
But I couldn't have thought of a better person to do this with. After coming on your channel, I was like, oh my God, I think I have the perfect person because I was looking for somebody.
Oh gosh, thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate being here. I love talking about sickle cell. I love driving. I love, putting this message in people's faces. I don't care, how much I have to talk about it or how long I will talk about it at the end of the day. So I am so grateful you thought about me, and I loved doing this.
And I told them last time, the last speech I had, I said I could talk your head off all day about sickle cells, so don't get me started.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
But it's amazing to have connected with a warrior who is doing their part. I love that. And
Thank you.
with
And
that,
you too. We appreciate what you're doing. Come on, don't stop. Do not stop.
I feel like my blood drive days are the days where I get up first thing in the morning. I'm so excited. I'm so happy to do it. My kids now,
Yes.
so they're like, "Oh, you have a blood drive today?" I'm like, "Yes." Like I'm so happy. So, and I can't wait to see what's coming for your channel.
Yeah, me too.
I
Me
can't.
too. I don't know what we are doing next, but we're gonna do something.
I know it will be amazing.
Yeah.
But with that, I want to thank you all for joining us and for watching. Please check out my girl Lauryn on her channel, House of Warrior, for all things sickle cell. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as well. I've been Ashley, the Paper Craft Fairy, signing out. Make sure you smile today.
Bye.
Bye.